So mealworms are one of the most nutritious, easiest to raise feeder insects that you can have for your animals. Hey friends, Catherine and I are about to make a mealworm farm using nothing more than some old storage drawers and a little piece of window screen. Okay, so I'm certainly no expert in this, but I have found if you can't get the glue gun behind the window screen, just squirt the glue through the window screen and use more glue than you think you should. I think that's going to work pretty good. Let me fill in this little gap here, and we'll be done. Look at that. So to get started with this, I have cut the bottom out of one of the drawers. I've left about an inch, maybe a little less than an inch. But what we're going to do is turn it over, and then the window screen is going to go down inside here, and we're going to hot glue it in like this. But what will happen is that we will put the adult beetles in this top bin, and we'll give them a thin layer of oatmeal and some potato pieces, and they will breed and mate, and they will lay their eggs, and their eggs will fall through this window screen into the next bin. One of the issues of just having mealworms, or also known as darkling beetles, just in a tub, is that the adult beetles will eat the eggs and the tiny larvae, and so this way you are able to separate out the eggs that will fall through the window screen from the adults. Okay, so to begin with, we're not going to be using this tray with the screen bottom. That will be reserved for when we have adults to put in. So ideally we would be using a system that has 5 or more trays, and they don't need to be as deep as this, but I'm using what we have available. Right, Catherine?
What?
Who do you have?
My girl Sandy.
What is Sandy?
Sandy is my leopard gecko.
Well, move your hand so we can see. Let's zoom in.
It's a rag color bearded dragon.
Yeah, and she's about to shed. That's why she's so dark, right?
Yeah. I can't really see her.
Yeah.
This is what my dad just said.
So what we're going to do is we're not going to use the screen bottom right now.
Careful.
But we are going to use just a plain empty tub. And we're going to fill this with substrate.
Not with sandy.
Not with sand, not with reptile bedding. Mealworms eat cereal grains. And so what we're going to use is some plain uncooked oatmeal. Whoa, you're fierce. You can use wheat germ, you can use things from the feed store, but for right now, this is going to work. I know. We'll add more. Now, for mealworms, you remember that before I had ordered mealworms through the mail, and I got many, many thousands of them. This time, And we didn't breed them. We didn't do that. We didn't.
Just fed them to.
We just fed them out to the animals, didn't
like
we?
Sandy.
But now we're going to start trying to breed some of our very own. And so I've ordered some, and these are going to be small, but I have ordered 2,000 of them. I got them through Amazon.
Do you need my help?
Yeah, you can undo that.
Because you're holding the camera.
I will leave a link down in the comments to the ones that we ordered. Look at that. They're just everywhere. Look at the little worms
Sandy.
everywhere.
Can you, Dad?
Yeah. First, let's get this dumped out.
Oh my. There's still more in there.
There's still a lot in there. So,
should I just put it on there and let her eat it?
That is 2,000 mealworms.
2,000?
Now these are the larval form of a beetle, and one of the common issues of trying to raise mealworms just in one single bin is that the adult beetles will actually eat their own eggs and the larvae. And so to maximize production, you have to find a way to separate out the almost microscopic eggs from the adult beetles. And we have found just the way to do that. Now, it's not real expensive to buy a big bag of mealworms like this, but it would be easier if we just were to raise our own. And so that's what we're going to be doing. Hopefully, I'll get a large enough colony of these where we'll be able to supplement feed them to some of our birds as well. I am just as happy as can be that we're finally starting to do this. Now, it's not real expensive to buy a big bag of mealworms like this, but it would be easier if we just were to raise our own. And so that's what we're going to be doing. Hopefully, I'll get a large enough colony of these where we'll be able to supplement feed them to some of our birds as well. I am just as happy as can be that we're finally starting to do this. So all that's left now is to make sure that we keep plenty of oatmeal or wheat bran in the bottom of this tub. And we're going to put pieces of sliced potato or apple or even carrots in here.
Yummy carrots.
Not only will the vegetables provide nutrition, but it will also provide the liquid that they need as a water source. Now you can look, they're holding on to the oatmeal and they're actually trying to eat it. That's how you see it waving around. They've been about a week in that bag just in shipment, and they ship just fine. No problems. We've never experienced problems having them mailed to us. And again, we just ordered these off Amazon, and I'll leave links down in the bottom like I always do.
May I point something out?
Sure.
Do you see this one right here? This one actually just had its skin.
Oh yeah, do you see that?
Yeah, those are the best to feed to them.
You see how that one's white?
Mm-hmm.
He has very soft skin.
And if I want to, I could just pick it up right now and give it to her.
That is one that has just shed. Their skin is made out of the same substance that our fingernails are made from. And what Catherine is talking about is that sometimes it's difficult for the animals to digest mealworms if they are small animals and the majority of their diet comes from mealworms. And we also give crickets and dubia roaches.
Look at them all. They're so weird.
Now Catherine, my big tough farm girl, she'll pick up roaches all day long, but she's afraid of all kinds of worms, even earthworms. But she'll hold a snake.
I get it.
That's kind of weird, you have to admit.
I could get my snake out right now if I wanted to.
Yeah, but we don't need to. So speaking of snakes, look what Catherine has. We just got to go ahead and do it, don't we?
Yep, pork chop.
This is pork chop. This is our male western hognose snake.
I wanted to name him Peanut Butter.
I think pork chop is a much better name. Isn't he adorable?
Look at his face.
Now look, I'm going to zoom back out
Wow.
and tilt down. This is his habitat. It is just a tub, but something amazing about this is that it is a bioactive habitat. We have isopods that live in here. And I'm going to do something kind of strange. Since we're talking about mealworms, I'm going to introduce a couple of mealworms to here. And let's see if we can start a colony of mealworms breeding in this tub. Now they will burrow down into the substrate, and the reason that you keep a bioactive habitat like this for snakes and lizards is that these creatures will eat the snake's yuckiness, his poo. And so we do supplement feed the isopods in here some carrots and stuff, and so the mealworms will eat from that.
It feels so weird.
Yeah, what's he doing?
It feels like he is destacking his muscles or something, and then.
Well, that's how he moves.
It feels weird though. He's so cool. You're cool.
Well, that's pork chop. Well, guys, we'll go into more detail as these worms grow and mature and metamorphosize into beetles. I will give you updates about this. Basically, what's going to happen is that these larvae will pupate. They'll turn into the pupa. Some people call those the alien stage. And when that happens, we will get them out of here and put them into the top tray with some oatmeal and a piece of apple and potato. And then they'll turn into beetles, and the beetles will mate and lay eggs, and the eggs will fall through the screen into the second tub below that has oatmeal waiting for it, and those eggs will hatch into tiny larvae, the little worms, and then the worms will grow, and we'll swap out tubs, and that's basically how we do what we do with this.
It's recording.
It's recording.
Hopefully you like this video. Give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell button too. And give a like to the video if you liked it. Leave your comments down below of what else you think you should do. Bye.